Well, hello there. Welcome to the Obi Thorn Alliance. I'm Jacob.
And I'm Luke.
And in today's video, we're doing an update of streaming services war review. Who is winning the battle? If you like the sound of that, like and subscribe. Comment down below who you think is winning the war. And let's find out.
So we're going to review the services that are available in Australia. So obviously there's more available in America. We don't get access to all of them. So we're going to go over what we've got. We're going to give them a rating, and then we might even say which one we think is winning the war at the moment. So let's kick it off with, let's say, Stan. So Stan in Australia is kind of like Hulu in America. We get a lot of the shows from there. What do you give this out of 10, and tell me why?
I'm going to give it around a 7. I do like the content that is on there, but I don't think it's the best one. I like what's on there, but I don't think it has the best.
I'm going to give Stan an 8. I think it's really solid. It has a large back catalogue of things that I didn't know was on there, and the more I search, I find a lot of stuff on there. It also has a large selection of Australian original shows, which I quite like. So I think if Stan, even if you could only afford one streaming service, you wouldn't run out of content. So Stan is great. Its originals are not as good as other streaming services, but for the other content it's got on there, it's quite large, and yeah, for an Australian company, it's doing quite well.
It is.
What about Netflix? It's probably was Stan's biggest competitor from day one. What do you think of Netflix?
Well, if it wasn't for the changes, I would probably go with 8. But with the changes, I'm going to go with 6.5 because unfortunately, I can't watch Netflix on the TV, but I can on the iPad. But things have definitely changed with Netflix. But I find myself not wanting to watch Netflix as much. So there we go.
I'm going to go a 6 as well with Netflix. I also cancelled my membership. I just wasn't interested in the things that were on there. If I had it as just one streaming service, yes, I would find stuff to watch. It does have a large catalogue of content, but the originals it was producing didn't excite me, and I always found that their movies were horrible. So I don't miss it, and as every day goes past, I have no more interest in re-signing up. Disney Plus. So a lot of new stuff's coming out on Disney Plus at the moment. Where do you see that sitting? What do you rate it?
I'm going to give it an 8. I really love the Marvel and Star Wars content. They're one of my favorite franchises. Love the content that they're making. But I am confused why they're getting rid of their originals. They seem to be wiping some of the content that they had on there. For me, that's confusing. But I am liking the direction that they're going on, and definitely one of the best services that you can stream at the moment.
Disney Plus for me, I think it's about an 8.5 out of 10. Has a lot of originals. It's got a lot of potential, and it's been buying up more and more content from other services like the Fox network. So really enjoying it. Always new stuff coming out, and having Star Wars and Marvel as part of its brand, it's got just a juggernaut of content behind it and to come. So Disney Plus, keep up the good work. Move on to another Australian service. We've got Binge, which is kind of aligned with Foxtel here in Australia. So we get a lot of cable shows. We get AMC, Showtime, a lot of shows like that come to Binge. What do you think of Binge? What do you give it out of 10?
I'm going to go with 9. I really love the content that is on Binge. And with The Last of Us, I really love the streaming services. There's not as much on Binge, but I find the quality that is on Binge one of the best that you can watch on Binge.
Binge, I've kind of late to the party. I only started watching it around when The Last of Us came out, and I agree. I think Binge is actually a 9 for me too. Lots and lots of content. Often when I search to see where I can watch different things, surprisingly, most of it ends up being on Binge. Binge also in Australia, we get access to live channels, which is really cool. And it also links with another app called KO, which has the sport on it. You can get discounts, and it's really, really affordable to get Binge in Australia. So really, really like Binge. Amazon Prime?
I'm going to go with 7.5. It does have one of the best shows, The Boys, but the interface does ruin it for me. I do love the content that is on there, but I do find that it's not as strong as the other ones.
Amazon Prime's probably my least favorite, so I'm going to give it a 4. The Boys is probably my favorite, if not one of my favorite shows, but it's not currently out. So when there's new content not coming out about The Boys, I don't find myself ever watching Amazon Prime. Got a lot of British television, which I don't find interesting whatsoever. Interface is horrible. The only good thing I would say is it has a couple of cool features when you watch it, and it shows you who's in the scene, and it gives you trivia and facts. That's cool, but the content's pretty damn boring on Amazon Prime. They do get movies earlier though, which is one good thing, but I haven't found myself watching many of them, so quite low. So moving on to last but not least, what do you think of Apple TV Plus?
I'm going to give this a 9.5. Really enjoying the content that is on the service at the moment. Seems to be the only streaming app that I'm watching at the moment. Has The Crowded Room, Protonic, Silo. Definitely want to watch that. It just has a lot of awesome content at the moment. It doesn't have as much, but in my opinion, it has the best content, and it's all different as well. There's nothing that you can say, oh, that's not original. It has a lot of awesome shows, and the trend that they seem to be doing is 1, 2, 3 seasons, nothing over the 3 season mark. What I personally like, they don't drag out their shows. They seem to be smart over at Apple, unlike Netflix and other streaming services. They know what they're doing, and as a company, I think Apple know what they're doing with the streaming wars. So to me, Apple are winning the streaming wars.
So I'm in agreement with Jacob here. I've given Apple a 9 out of 10. It ticks so many boxes. One, it's very affordable, and if you have other Apple subscriptions, they all tie in, and it's cheaper to buy them and bundle them together. They get superstars, but so attracted to them. They also, and so they don't overdo the shows. They kind of cut it at 3 seasons, or they're not afraid to ditch something if it's not working. They do have a lot of misses in their shows, but they've got heaps of hits. They don't have a large back catalogue, which hurts it, but it's building. Shows like Ted Lasso are mega. It's probably one of the biggest shows to come out in the last 3 or 4 years. And they just keep bringing out more and more good shows. And they don't, as Jacob said, they don't repeat the process. They mix it up. They give you sci-fi and
comedy.
Yeah, they mix it up, and it's just crazy the star power they get. So, and I'm guessing with that, because it's original content, they're not buying stuff off other people. There's a lot more money to be made there, so they can lower their costs. So Apple's winning the streaming war for me.
Yep. Well, thank you for watching. Comment down who you think is winning the war. Be curious to know. As always, you're awesome. And if you like more videos like these, there's a link at the end. Bye-bye.